Hi guys, I'm Michelle Kolo and I help educators, teachers, parents, and caregivers save a little time and focus on what they really truly love. Are you always overwhelmed and feel like you're behind and frustrated or struggling to keep track of your IEP data? Well, keep on watching. I have a quick, easy digital way to help you collect, analyze, and organize all of that data. I have tried all of the data tracking systems. Like every year I've tried something new. I've tried sticky notes. Yep. Excel sheets. You betcha. Individualized data sheets on all the clipboards around the room. Oh yeah, been there, done that. Digital data tracking, for sure. But the great thing is, out of all of these, I've picked and chose the ones that really work for me, and I've been able to streamline and narrow it down to something that is very efficient, and that can be implemented during this crazy time of remote learning, in-person teaching, Zoom instruction, Google Classroom lessons, and all of that. So I'm going to walk you through it now. So my system for data collection comprises of 12 components, and that is a freebie you can get by sending me your email down below. Just click on that link and you can get all the steps to my data collection system. This video is going to be focusing on steps 9 through 12. Step 9 is going to be analyzing your data each week and putting it into the Google form. Step 10 is going to be analyzing and adjusting your data and your instruction and your resources or your strategies for implementation on the student. Step 11 is to repeat each week, and step 12 is now you have some time to spare, so eat some M&Ms at the end of the day because you've earned it. In one of my blog posts, I have shared how to collect data using my discrete trial form and how I collect on those little sheets, and then we kind of let them pile up, stack up for a week or two at a time, and then staff can go in, grab the sheets, and input them into Google Classroom. So here's kind of a screenshot of what that DTI sheet looks like. We're going to use that data to input that into the Google Sheet. Right now, I'm just going to kind of walk you through the Google Sheet itself. Okay, so this is my data tracking sheet that I use for my classroom, and we print these out 4 to a page and then cut them out, and we can use them across multiple settings and situations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So when we go into our Google Sheet, we're going to use this as the first trial right here. When we go in, we're going to type penny in the first one, and then we're going to select verbal and independent for the prompts. And then we technically don't really need this for the Google data sheet, but it's good to have sometimes. We're going to go on to the second trial, and then we're going to put independent. Third trial, we're going to type nickel, put gestural and independent. Fourth trial, type penny, independent. Fifth trial, nickel, independent. Sixth trial, penny, nickel, penny, nickel, penny. So after we got all those put in, I already have the percentage down here, so I don't put 8 out of 10 on my Google form. I convert it to the percentage, so this would be, and that's what I'm going to put in my data sheet. And I'm also going to maybe note in here that they needed extra wait time, 5 seconds on the first 3 trials. They worked for M&Ms, and then I put my initials. So this indicates that maybe these first 3 trials, they just needed some time to get warmed up, because then they got the next 7 of them correct on their own. And it also gives you an indication like they struggled with penny and nickel, but then down here they got the penny and nickel correct on every single one. So like you can look and see on your first couple or any of them that they're getting incorrect, then you may need to change your prompting. You can put this on anything. You can put it on a sticky note. Make sure you always have the date. You always have what the topic or prompt is, and then staff. So those are the main things, and then like what each prompt they got it correct. And then I always put the percentage correct down there. So those are the main things. So if you put it on a sticky note, you can easily still input your data. Okay, now onto the Google form. We're going to view it over here, and using that same data collection tracker, we're going to input it in. So we're going to use the date of 9/30. And I'm the one that's inputting it. We're going to input student 1, and we're going to do coin names. We also used a timer and a structured setting and pictures. We did 10 trials, and then you hit next. Now you go in and you type it in. Penny, verbal, independent, nickel. Okay, so now that you've got that, you can submit another response. Do the next kid. The cool thing about setting up this data form is this section based on answer. So if you copy this to your Google form and for some reason it's just giving the student list with none of those options over here, click on this drop down and then go to section based on answer. Now we can link student 1 to student 1, student 2 to student 2, student 3 to student 3. Now you don't have to have a bunch of different data sheets for each kid because you're basing it on this list right here. So that's how it knew if I was going to pick this student to go to student 5. Oops, except it's not linked correctly because that went to student 4, or it's named improperly. Okay, so 1 to 1, 2 to 2, 3 to 3, 4 to 4, 5 to 5, 7 to 7, 8 to 8. There we go. Now, you go in, put student 1's goals, put student 1's accommodations, put student 1's assistive technology, and then leave that there because you're going to need that to go to the next section. Because here it's going to say, okay, 1 through 5, it's going to go trial 1 through 5 and 1 through 10. Student 2, same thing, leave this. Student 3, same thing, all the way. If you need to add more students, all you have to do is click on the student and then duplicate section and rename that section. And then you're going to go up here and you're going to relink the next student to that new section. All right, the trials are down here. You're welcome to modify or change or do whatever you need here, but I found that this is the most consistent for what we need. And you're going to leave that or change it however you feel like. Now, when you get the data, input it. After you submit the form, you can look and see, okay, who's the person that's submitting the most? Which student am I collecting the data on? Which goals are we really focused on? So this is an overview of all of the responses. You can go through individually and look at all the questions or each individual response. So this was for the 30th of November. then you go in and you can look and see the data for that day. What I really, really love is the spreadsheet. So we're going to create a spreadsheet, and this won't be set up until you do it. So you'll have to go into responses and click on the create spreadsheet. It's going to create the spreadsheet in your Google Drive, and it'll open it right up. Now, this is where you can have a lot of fun with the formatting. So I'm going to take these first 4, holding shift and clicking all the way on D, and I'm going to change the format to vertical, and then I'm going to double click to shrink them down. So now it's easier to see. I'm going to view and freeze up to the current column. So that way I can see, oh, it didn't work. If it doesn't work, just go through and click this little handle and move it over. I like to freeze up to the goals so that way I can see still the goal over here. So we're talking about coin names, and we're going to scroll all the way over and we can see the first question and the trial. We go all the way to the end, we can see the percentage correct and the notes or observations. So now I'm going to use this information right here to report on my students' progress. And then you just keep on filling in your Google form and you'll continue to get submissions all the way down. All right, so that is how I take my data sheet and put it into a Google form and create a Google Sheet and analyze the data for my progress reports and ESY qualifications. I hope this was helpful for you guys, and if you have any questions, let me know. Okay, so for now, I'm going to leave you with a freebie down below for the Google form to set up your own system. I have a tutorial to walk you through that coming soon, so you can set that up and be ready to go. There are also a ton of resources in the description and on my blog if you want or need support with mentorships or just behind the scenes resources and more in-depth tutorials and walkthroughs. Join me over at my mentorship, Kolo says, and you can find out all of those tools and availabilities over there. If you want to see more videos like this one in regards to IEP paperwork and data and organization, then go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell below so that way you can get notified, and also like it so YouTube will continue to suggest those types of videos for you.